you have any thoughts on that, Evil Pop-Tart, if you're still there?
Nope, I'm still here listening. I'm tuning it out just because I have no idea what all that means.
Okay. Duly noted. Now, our next plot important point after we talk to Dr. Totally actually is going to be the Dimple Woods. So I'm actually going to completely skip Dimple Woods in this bean collection, at least today. But as for the Bumpsy Plains and the Bubble Lake area, these are areas that Mario and Luigi, at least in the plot, have no reason to be in. But they are strewn full of beans, so now we have to run all over the place and collect said beans, including this room that Bowser has absolutely no access to whatsoever, where we have just a little eeny-weeny bit of a switch puzzle to solve here. The switch puzzle involves knocking this pumpkin into the lake and getting over to this platform over here. And what does this get us? Hopefully it's something good. Let's go up here, cross the little cross bridges, and to the question mark block, Brawny Rare. Well, let's take a look here. Brawny Ware. Well, the grown-up Ware. No special attack. It's a POW 10, defense 45. But the thing is, the Balmware that I have right now, better. Great, I just got an equipment that is inferior to the current equipment that I purchased earlier. Let's take a look here, because I currently have the coin socks on Mario, and I was wondering to myself, should I put on a different equip onto Mario, or should I stick with that? Yeah, I'll stick with that, because it's pretty useful, because a lot of the enemies around the area I'm killing relatively easily. Not horribly easily, but relatively easily. I'm actually trying to avoid the enemy encounters as much as possible, which can be difficult, especially when the Croffle's like running at you like that, just with fury. But there are multiple entrances and exits into Bowser's body, as you can see there from that pipe. So naturally, as we unlock more of the pipe zone, we can actually traverse the overworld with Mario and Luigi more easily. So Bowser has all the mind warp planes where he can travel to places with his mind. And Mario and Luigi have traditional warp pipes. Cavy Cape is another area that Mario and Luigi don't intrinsically ever have to go to, but once again, it is strewn full of lots of beans, including an enemy we couldn't fight as Bowser, because Bowser just knocked these things right over. This enemy is called a Borp. I'll let that sink in, and this enemy is called a Borp.
No, just no. Gonna just throw my 2 cents in and go no.
This enemy attacks really similar to the Nooses that we attacked the other thing, where it like tries to pair attack and then shoots the little puffball things at you, which I actually failed to just. Funny enough, the Borps are actually more powerful than the Chubby Goombas, actually. So theoretically, if Bowser could attack them, he would actually have a really tough time against these enemies. But basically, the game design here is, oh hey, the Chubby Goombas, you fight them when you're fighting as Bowser and you're weak, but now that you can come here as Mario and Luigi, and they're pretty strong, the enemies that they can fight, the Borps, are actually more powerful than the fat-ass Goombas. Fat-ass Goombas are really useless, I guess, the lesson that we need to learn of the day, kids. There's actually a couple of things here that I can collect with Bowser once I get one of his later abilities, so we do have a reason to return here later as Bowser, but thankfully, we can get all the beans right now with Mario and Luigi. That platform is not going to go anywhere. That should about do it. One thing here is I can't promise 100% completion of the beans. I'm going to try, but I can't. Warning, the following statements that Milesluigi makes regarding beans in Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story is complete and total bullshit. Please disregard the statements, as they are factually incorrect. In Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, you can see the total number of beans you have gotten in an area in the pause menu. It's really unintuitive, but you can. Please do not comment about this in the YouTube comment section below, as Milesluigi is already aware of the incorrect commentary that is about to unfold. Please do not comment about it, or else the beckoning cat will become sad, and this Bonnie plush may come to kill you. The thing is, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, all of Mario and Luigi games so far, beans are everywhere, but there isn't like an intrinsic showcase that tells you how many beans you've gotten out of the total number of beans in an area. They actually improved this in the next game, Mario and Luigi Dream Team. It'll tell you this is how many beans are in the area and how many that you have. So if you're missing a couple of beans, you can get them. Really convenient. This game unfortunately missed on that note. This enemy is another enemy we couldn't find as Bowser, because Bowser just knocked this thing over. This thing is called a drill bit crab, which actually that's not too bad of a name, because it's a crab with a drill bit. How clever. And he literally uses the shell just like a drill. Naturally, we can't jump on him, so it's time to hammer his ass. This is another enemy that theoretically if Bowser did fight, he'd have a hard time because these enemies are actually stronger than the bony, all the other enemies in the area, actually. There we go. But the Plack Beach is actually, later on, a plot important area for Mario and Luigi, but that's okay because we can't even enter the plot important area with Mario and Luigi because we don't have the ability to access it at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of the rest of the beach, actually, at the moment. There we go. There will be... to the left there, actually, is the plot important area. There is actually another thing in this area that we're going to be coming up to pretty soon. Let me just... I keep running into enemies, and I can't help it. And I can't enter that area. I need to burn down the trees, but Mario and Luigi can't burn down the trees. And before you ask, no, they don't get a fire flower. It just does not happen. Okay, over here. We can't visit this guy as Bowser because he kind of lives on a hill that Bowser can't jump up. But this guy over here, he's a Koopa Troopa. He's an old Koopa Troopa. He lives in an empty house in the middle of the beach. Now, if past experience with Mario RPGs, such as Paper Mario, have taught me, the old Koopa Troopa is going to just yap on forever. This guy is excellent at telling stories, though I'm not certain if we're in the mood to listen to stories at the moment. Let me just get to the point here, because this guy's not going to get to a point for a while. This guy actually has puzzles for us to solve. So that memory puzzle that we just solved for Bowser, that's a minigame that we can actually play some more, and it'll get us some more stuff, actually. It's definitely worth it for us to do the first puzzle. Here we go. So here's our puzzle now. That puzzle looks like a pipe attacking a Goomba. If your thought is, oh, that looks like an attack, you are absolutely correct. Solving the first puzzle here actually will get us a new attack. And the attack's pretty good too. First, gotta solve the puzzle. More Ace Attorney music. There we go. I sometimes wish my puzzles glowed when I solved them. It was like, oh, you solved the puzzle. In this case, this puzzle actually literally turns into attack pieces. So even though it went shining, just imagine you solve your puzzle, and then it explodes again, and now all the puzzle pieces are all around your apartment or house, and it's like, ah, I just solved this. Anyway, this gets us a new attack called the Spin Pipe. Awesome. I'm definitely going to show this off a little bit later in the video. Skipping the tutorial, though, on it. Now, in case you haven't connected the dots yet, this guy is named Kuzzle. Earlier, it was mentioned that Kuzzle was the person who held the second star cure, but Bowser's minions stole the star cure from him. So some of Bowser's minions who can fly or jump actually ransacked this guy. Maybe that explains why his apartment is empty, or his house is empty. Whichever it is, I don't know if he leases the place or he owns the place, but the only way he can get his stuff back is if we solve some puzzles for him, which actually gets us some rewards. But we're not going to do that now. We actually literally can't do it now, because in order to do it, we have to actually walk around the beach and collect some things, and the things we have to collect, we don't have the ability to collect them yet. So even if I wanted
of course, wah wah wah.
So even if I wanted to solve all of the puzzles right now, I can't quite do that yet. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to go ahead and go north to Dimple Woods, but I'm actually just going to completely skip Dimple Woods. As I mentioned, it is our next plot important area for Mario and Luigi. But I will take this opportunity while attacking the tree evils to showcase the spin pipe, because this attack's pretty awesome. It does a lot of damage, and it's relatively easy to do. All you have to do is pay attention to the pipe and pay attention to whether or not it stomps down with Mario or Luigi, which is relatively easy to do in my personal opinion, and it gets you like 8 attacks in. So, it does a lot of damage, and it's relatively easy to do. It's a big winner in my book. The way I like keeping track of Mario and Luigi is pay attention to the one side of the pipe that's one of the bros, and then just press the button accordingly when the pipe comes back down. Now, funny enough, we can actually run into Monsieur Block with Mario and Luigi, but he's not very happy.
Oh, so that explains what happens to all the blocks when we hit them. Which makes no sense.
Monsieur Block is not happy because we're the famous Mario Brothers and we break blocks.
So we are technically his mortal enemy and destroy his business. Yay!
Yep. Yep. There we go. Back into, we actually went back to Bubble Lake, where here's this small little alcove area that we weren't able to enter in earlier because we literally have to drill in the ground to be able to make it into there. But actually, wow, 100 coins right there, and then something there for us, which we currently can't get. Oh wait, here's a switch. Let's see what that switch does. Oh, just boulder smash. You press the switch, the boulder has gone splash, and that gets us new equipment. There we go. Let's go ahead and do some spin jumps around here, because that's not the only thing that's in this room here. There we go. A star candy. Nice. Now you can't yell at me for missing that star candy. Mwahaha. It's a good thing that that boulder just stops there, though, instead of just running around the room and, like, knocking over all the pillars in the middle of the room. They just knock them over. Like bowling pins. Well, thankfully Mario's really fast here. Yeah, I can go ahead and actually show the bro badge there, though I didn't need it too terribly much. I can use the healing one more. The healing one I find a bit more useful than the bro one, actually. But for enemies that you can fight with both Bowser and Mario and Luigi, very often their attacks are very slightly different. Like in the case of the Croffle here, instead of him trying to like fall in front of you to flip over Bowser, he tries to fall in front of you to do a shockwave attack for Mario and Luigi at the same time. Now, fun fact, there are actually some enemies who are programmed to be able to fight both Bowser and Mario and Luigi, but just through the game's own circumstances, you only ever fight them as one or the other. Off the top of my head, to give you an example, the train Choo-Choo Choombas that we fought in the tunnel with Bowser, they actually have attack patterns for fighting them with Mario and Luigi, but you can never actually attack them with Mario and Luigi. So just a fun fact, some content that you never get to see in the game. Tower of Yik, unfortunately, no beans, nothing in it, there's nothing for us there at all. Bubble Lake is kind of, at least in my personal opinion, annoying to navigate with Mario and Luigi, because with Bowser, you have all the rafts that you can ride, and it's easier to get around the place, whereas with Mario and Luigi, it's relatively annoying to get around the place, at least in my personal opinion. There we go. I'm gonna level up again soon here. I am trying to avoid the enemies. Anyway, yeah, that shows you what I mean. It's like, oh look, I just ran into rafts, and that was kind of useless. Pretty much my only way around the lake is either the pipes, or after I get all these beans. Holy cow, that was a lot of beans. There's this little north passageway here that we opened up with Bowser when you just flew through the whole area. And that takes us back to Toad Town. That will actually conclude bean hunting for now. While I'm not done with it, that's the bulk majority of the extraneous bits. So, we're done, at least for this time, bean hunting Evil Pop-Tart.
Yay!
It's the end of the episode.
Yay.
It's the end of the episode.
And yay.
Alright, well next time, we're going to talk to Dr. Toadley and actually continue on with the plot instead of just bean hunting. So, anything else, Evil Pop-Tart, or should we just end it?
Nope, I think we're good. Everybody's pretty much bored now.
Alright, thank you everyone who stuck around. This has been Milesluigi.
This has been Evil Pop-Tart.
See you next time.